On today's episode of NTV Shops, we're heading to Quitman, Texas to visit the one and only Thunder Laser USA. We're here at Thunder Laser USA. Let's see what they got going on.
No, I'm good. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, Sean?
Like, hey.
Good to see you, brother. Come on
too.
in. Let's check it out. All right, Sean. This is our pad, man. So this is our demo room, our sample room, our video room. We've been doing a lot of videos recently, and I'm sure you've seen this background. We just remodeled this thing, but we've got a bunch of different pieces of equipment in here, and I want to show you what we got.
Today's episode of NTV Shops, we're here with Grant from Thunder Laser USA. Let's find out a little bit more about Thunder Laser.
It's a lot to learn. Let's get into it.
Where and when did this whole idea start here? You know, like, is Thunder Laser USA different from Thunder Laser?
Yeah, so this is a great question that everybody wants to know more about. Thunder Laser is a global company based out of China. So all the machines are made in China in our factory, and we're the US sales and support. So how all this started in the US is Clay, our owner. So he owns another business, which we'll see throughout the video today when we tour. He owns another business called Stitchin Heaven. And Stitchin Heaven cuts fabric for quilt kits. And so years ago, they were paying employees to hand cut the fabric. Well, that took a long time, was inconsistent because humans make mistakes, right? And so Clay looked into laser machines and he bought a different brand, ULS. Production kept growing, Stitchin Heaven was doing good, and they needed another machine. He found Thunder, bought one, bought another, went to trade shows, met with Thunder China, and eventually Thunder China asked Clay to become the US distributor.
What year was that at?
He took over Thunder USA 2016 or 2017. Or I should say he started it. He didn't take it over. Nobody else had it. Not long after that, he went to a trade show in Dallas. And when he went there, he sold 10 machines at the trade show. Before that moment, he was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. Lasers are cool. But he sold 10 at that trade show and decided, man, this is something that could be pretty big.
Even if you don't even know much about laser, you want a laser.
Right.
It's just because the capabilities they can all do. But then you start learning them, like, oh, I got to buy this laser for glass. I got to buy this one for metal. I got to, then it could get expensive quick.
Yeah, and you can go down the rabbit hole for sure. But yeah, once he sold 10 machines at that trade show, he was like, I need to take this serious. So not long after that, he hired a technician, and then he hired me, and then we just started growing and growing, like focusing on it, spending money on ads, making videos and support articles. We just boomed right around COVID.
Y'all's videos are good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we've been working really hard at it.
They're really, really good. I like the affiliate videos. The one where the girl stands in front of it. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Why is that so? Why did that go so viral?
I think everybody loves a good laugh.
Yeah.
We could all use a good laugh every now and again. And they are a brand ambassador for us. So that was not a video I had asked for.
Yeah.
But it ended up blowing up, and a lot of important people that people know were
I see it all the time on nothing to do with lasers.
Yeah.
It'll be like
Ginger
a
Billy?
car, or something, like if it's selling a car. Yeah, Ginger Billy's done some. There's a bunch of them. They're good.
Yeah, it's funny. That thing blew up, and I got a picture I can show you later. One of our technicians, Chris Lacasio, who you've probably talked to before.
Maybe.
One of his buddies 3D printed Chris's face on that body doing that pose. So I'll have to show you that.
Well, yeah, we did it on our video. We did the same thing. Like on our little shop video, we had the two girls that they're just like, the Thunder Laser.
It worked.
Yeah, it was good.
This is the 100 watt MOPA Aurora. So it's a fiber laser. It's a galvo. It can engrave on metal, some plastics, and that sort of thing. This one over here is actually a type of machine that you have. I remember you talking about you saying you have a UV. This is
we have a fiber.
And you don't have a UV?
No, we don't have a UV.
Oh, I thought you said you have a UV printer.
We have a UV printer.
Okay, well then maybe you buy this one.
Maybe.
This is an Aurora UV. So a UV laser can engrave on almost any material you can think of, really. Wood, acrylic, metal. So it's the most versatile. It is small, but
what's the space on something like that? It's
the working area. Yeah. So the bed is actually bigger than the working area. The stock lens on the machine will get you roughly 6 inches by 6 inches, but you have lenses that will get up to 9 by 9 or 8 by 8. So it's pretty small. But the thing that this thrives on the most is going to be glass engraving. So when you engrave glass with the CO2 laser, shot glasses and stuff like that, when you engrave glass with the CO2 laser and micro shatters, I don't know if you've seen that yet or not, the UV smooths it out.
Is it fast like the fiber? Like
It's fast, but the beam is so small that you have to run at a super high DPI so that there's not lines in between the intervals. So it moves fast, but it takes a while.
why do you have two of these sitting here?
Because they're two different types of equipment, right? So if I'm doing glass for a demo or a sample, this one. If I'm doing metal engraving, I'm going to that one.
Why is that?
Because that one just thrives at the metal stuff, and it is faster.
But they're the same thing, aren't they?
No, that's a 100 watt MOPA fiber, and then a UV 5
what's
watt.
the Aurora 8?
That's the type of machine like Nova.
Gotcha.
But Nova will have a 100 watt or 80 watt or whatever, so.
There's different versions of it.
Yeah. And the MOPA, the thing about it being a MOPA is that MOPAs can engrave color on stainless steel.
Does this have a camera on there?
They do. You can see there's some
Bring
color in
colors
there.
out. That's just stainless steel?
That's stainless steel, yeah, so you can get all sorts of different colors.
Can you cut stainless steel? Or cut metals?
Yeah, you can. You can. It's not really what it's for, but you can definitely do it. So if you see this right here, feel that? I've cut that on this machine. It's a pretty thick business
So there's
card.
like a business card that it's at my office and it's like all webbed and like crazy detail. I've always wondered how they do it, and I guess maybe something like this?
Yeah, you want to do one?
Sure.
Let's do it.
So you've been basically here since the beginning, more or less.
Yeah, the beginning of the rise. I started in June of 2020. So I'm getting close to 6 years here. And when I started, like I said, I was the first salesperson. We had a technician, and I was fresh out of college. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And Clay was just like, here's the keys, figure it out. And so.
Were y'all friends or anything
No.
before? No, he just hired you? Or how did he find you?
So I graduated, I was doing an internship at Edward Jones. I thought I wanted to be a financial advisor. They wanted me to move to Tempe, Arizona to do the training program, and I had just gotten married. I'm like, I'm not moving. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I got to figure something else out. Went through an interview process with a company in Dallas for like 3 months. COVID hit. It ended up not working out. So like, shoot, what do I do now? Well, I went through an employment agency in Tyler, and they told me about this job. And I talked to my wife, like, it's in Quitman. I don't know if I want to drive an hour a day because I live in Tyler.
It's kind of out here in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's an hour trip here, hour trip back. So I got back to the agency the next day saying, you know what, thank you for telling me about this job, but I'm not interested. Well, Clay, who I had never spoke to before, I didn't know who the heck he was. He adds me on Facebook, sends me this long message just like, come talk to me, man, give me a chance. So I came up here. We talked for like 2 or 3 hours. I went home that night. He sent me an offer. I accepted it, and here we are.
It's crazy that you denied it at first.
Yeah.
Thinking it was just like a, higher temp agency type thing.
Yeah,
and
I'd never talked to him. The fact that his management and leadership style was very hands-off for me, which I needed, because I needed to figure stuff out. If I had him right next to me every day, every second, then I would have been just leaning on him for everything. Yeah. Me being by myself, I got to learn the machines the way that I want to learn them, learn how to talk to people on the phone the way that I want to. So yeah, his leadership style was great, and I needed it at that moment in time. Okay. When I first started in 2020, we really only had the Nova, and I think we had just come out with the Odin. But yeah, so I got to spend a lot of time learning the Nova, which was great for me because that's like the easiest one to learn. Yeah. And then later on, we had the Bolts and then the Aurora and all that. So the Aurora, the fiber Galvo stuff, I'm still not great at it. But yeah,
I know enough I play around with it. Like I get in there enough. I like to do all this stuff for me and my own hobbies and, stuff that I want to do, but I hate doing it for customers. Yeah. Like in production, like I don't want to be the guy doing that. Like
it's too stressful.
I have, my guy Blake, he takes care of it. He's doing really well, learning it all. He wants to be there like I was telling you. But I only want to do stuff for fun. Mm-hmm. I've been, the Bolt project lately I've been doing is those mini toolboxes.
Yeah, I've been seeing those. They look good.
I've been doing like, all the sides, everything, doing full, murals on it all and everything. And
you're printing on it too, right?
I have not printed on some.
I think you printed on one of them.
I think I put UV DTF on like an acrylic piece I cut out and then put it inside the inner layer. So like I changed out the inlays, everything. Like they're full custom, like, and like he got one, Eric got one, and he's one of the better ones. And it's fun, but there's just so much you can do with them. Like, you know, and it seems like you need to kind of just pinpoint a few things is what we're seeing and kind of just roll with that until until we can offer more, you know, like, you know, start at hats or patches or something like that. And then, you know, build the client base based on that and then offer something else.
Yeah, I think the best place for people to start is just like, what do you like? Yeah. What do you want to buy?
We started with hats. I mean, that's literally like, I wear hats, you know, every day. So like, you know, we started with making patches and hats. And so, and we still make a bunch of them, but you know, we're trying to learn new stuff now and everything like that.
There's just so much that you can do with them. When we're on a sales call with somebody, like, what can these machines do? How much time do you have? Because it's easier to tell you what they can't do than what they can do, because it's limitless, really.
Yeah. Do you get your friends asking you to make them stuff all the time? Like, hey, can you make this?
My mom asks the most.
These Husky job boxes are nice. I like this setup like this.
Yeah, and they're actually the ones that have the foldable back, because I needed something that was a little deeper. If you look at the back of it, it sticks out about 2 inches or so.
Oh yeah.
If I got the one that just cut off, this machine wouldn't fit on it. So what I do is I take that back flap off and turn it into tables, because that came off the back of the table.
What's your favorite machine now? Now that you've had them all out, you know, you say the Nova's the one you started with. Is it still the Nova, or do you like a different one?
I'll give you my favorite machine at this present moment, but I think the answer will change here soon.
Yeah, is that hinting something else is coming out?
Well, there are more things coming out, but my favorite machine at the moment is the Bolt Pro 32, which just says Odin 32 on this machine behind us. But that machine's actually going away, and we're replacing it with the Bolt Pro 36. So I think that one will be my favorite one. However, the Titan, I just recently got to use the print and cut feature on the Titan like a week or two ago when our technicians were in. And so Chris Myers, he's got an EV printer. He EV printed on some acrylic. So I got to use the head cam, registration marks. All that to say, seeing that in action made me really, really like the Titan. I use Lightburn to do everything else but print and cut on the Titan, but for print and cut specifically, I have to use
Laser
Maker.
Built into the Titan's own software now.
Well, it's not built into it, but Laser Maker is Thunder China software. They've been working on that since before Clay took over on the US side. And, but to use the dual cameras, you have to use Laser Maker because Lightburn doesn't have that feature built into the software yet. I think it's coming, but to use a head cam, you have to use Laser Maker.
I've actually developed software for hat patches, which is Patch It Up Pro, and it's basically essentially like replacing the whole Photoshop, all that setting up. We plug in for Shopify stores, so you can have people go make their own mock-ups on your store, make the displays the correct material it's on, like based on, you know, I put Lone Star material, and then you can download a PNG of the mock-up with the materials so you can send it to your customer real quick. Because I mean, I'm sure you know if you want to make a mock-up of a patch, it's not the easiest.
Yeah.
Like I can make one in literally 5 seconds.
Plug. Yeah, we share this whole thing together, and they help us, we help them.
No one would ever know, but do they use Thunder lasers to cut out?
They do.
So
They do. I was thinking about building a hotel on the other side of that wall. For all the
really?
events. Not anything crazy,
Yeah, there's
but
something to hold y'all's people like that come here.
yeah, it would have an event space at the bottom floor and then like 30 rooms on the next floor, so just 2-story. So this is mainly Stitchin Heaven stuff here. They got their fabric, their quilt kits and all that. And then we get to our neck of the woods. We got parts, we got refurb machines. Those are new crates full of parts, and Rachel's busting her butt. Shout out to Rachel. But we got laser tubes here. This is where we keep all of our parts. We just got a big shipment. That's what these crates are here, is different parts and tubes and whatnot. So
Looks like a stage.
the glass tubes can last up to 4,000 working hours.
Do
But
they usually break because of use or because they're being moved?
what I see the most is people's tubes break because of the winter freezes, because it's water cooled. There's
Yeah.
water circulating
Makes
through
sense.
the tube, and if they don't have their room climate controlled or their garage climate controlled, or they're not shutting off with a blast gate the exhaust, the tube will crack. But we've got all these different parts and components organized by the machine, the series, and all that, power supplies, air compressors, all the little parts that you can think of. This was a big change that we made a couple years ago, two or three years ago. We were sending a lot of Amazon links to
Any one of
parts.
these.
Don't you dare. The winter freeze hit. You remember the really bad freeze we had 2 or 3 years
I
ago?
know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
we had so many customers, their tubes cracked, and we didn't have enough tubes, so we were referring them to different companies. We said, we're not ever doing that again. So Clay invested a lot of money, and we started stocking everything here. We were never going to have the problem of sending somebody somewhere else. It looks a lot better now than it did a few months ago, so I'm glad you all are coming when you're coming down. We've reorganized and restructured it. Lenses, mirrors, all that stuff. Hats, we have hats.
Yeah, hats.
So if you guys are interested in a Thunder Laser and you don't have the brand new money right now, reach out to us and we'd be happy to sell you a refurb. Sales at thunderlaserusa.com.
Are y'all at any shows this year?
Yeah, so we've got APA coming up. I think it's the end of this month,
That's
end
in
of February.
Vegas, right?
It is in Vegas.
Yeah. We were gonna try to make it, but I don't think we can. I got just other stuff going on.
I won't be there. We had a baby on Christmas Day,
Yeah.
and so my wife would kill me if I left for a week. But APA at the end of February. We've got Make 48. I don't know if you've heard of Make 48.
I have not.
It's more of an education conference. So, like, long story short, they put on these events, these competitions for different schools and their students to compete with different types of equipment to build something, I guess for starting businesses or something like that. And so we have 3 or 4 of those events that we're going to this year. So we've got one of those in March. We've got ISA in April. We got Ignite, which we could talk about Ignite a little bit. Ignite is in July. And then we have another trade show in October, which will show new machines that we haven't talked about yet.
Do you like the trade shows? You like them when you're there having fun, but the work setting up for it and like getting it all there and going. Do y'all have like a whole like setup that goes to trade shows? Like that's just like these lasers are dedicated to trade shows and they go every time? Or do y'all go and try to sell them once you're there?
We do sell the ones at the show at a little bit lower of a cost. But so I like the trade shows when I'm there. I have fun interacting with customers and then going to dinner with the businesses that we work with, like Geneva Capital. So I have fun when I'm there, but it's the leading up to it. Like if I know I'm going to ISA in April, I'm like dreading it because it's a lot of work.
That was me dreading this drive today. It's only 4 hours, but like last night I was telling him like I just couldn't sleep, and usually I sleep fine. Like I sleep like a baby, but it's the day before these things. I'm like, man, and like I don't really prepare the best, but I should prepare. And every time before that night before, I'm like, oh crap, I don't have any questions. I don't have anything. We'll just wing it.
The trade shows, they're great. I love meeting you guys, showing the equipment and all of that. It's a lot of work because you're standing up for like
full days,
a full day.
Days.
You're talking nonstop because once you get done working with a couple of groups that you're talking to and get them a quote, as soon as you take a breather, you've got more people, which is great.
And then if you go to these convention centers, they're huge. So it's like the walk just to get from your car to wherever, the shuttle, like the Las Vegas Convention Center.
Yeah, it was like a mile inside the same building.
Yeah, and it's like multiple buildings just like stacked up to, next to each other, multiple like exhibits, and so how many do they want to open is how far you're going to walk.
Yeah,
and it's crazy.
But my favorite one is probably ISA in Orlando. So ISA will jump from Vegas to Orlando, but for whatever reason, Orlando fits me better.
Yeah.
What we did last year, me, Chris Acasio, and Eric, our sales rep, we got on those little scooters and just were tearing it up. We worked all day, went and got dinner and had a couple beers, and then just rode the scooter all across the city. Because we've got a lot coming out this year.
What can you talk about that's coming out?
I could talk about almost all of it. I'm a little nervous about it because we're a company that we haven't dropped a ton of new products. And when we have, it's been like one per year. Because we got the Nova and then
you really
we
don't
the Bolt.
have to though. So
we don't have to. The machines that we have run great, but we're trying to branch out a little bit into some different things. So the thing that's coming out the soonest would be the filter, the fume extractor. We have Thunder Air coming out. Thunder China actually just put it on their website and put it in the Facebook group, but we'll start selling them in the next couple months.
It's just like an extractor.
Yeah. It's something that like. It's an obvious thing for us to sell. For the longest, we've been working with FilterBox, who's been great. So anybody who wants to buy a Thunder, if they want to buy a fume extractor, we've just referred them over to FilterBox. But it's just gotten to the point now where we're just trying to have everything under our ecosystem.
Yeah.
And want everything to work really good with each other.
That was part of the struggle I had, kind of like, we have a fiber laser and then the Thunder, but the Thunder has the built-in fan, but we still had to figure out like how to get it out the place. And like we recently just redid our whole exhaust and like ran it into the attic and out the building. So
like I got here.
Yeah, basically just like that. And so, and it works, but that's, whenever I was getting into it, I didn't quite understand all that, you know, you needed a fume extractor, you needed this, you needed that. And we learned really quick you need all that.
Oh, you definitely do, especially if you're in a business environment, like if you're in a mall.
Yeah.
I sell to people who use a machine in a mall, you can't cut a hole. So
No.
if you can't cut a hole in the wall, you got to get a fume extractor. So fume extractor's coming out within the next couple months. We've got the Bolt Pro and the Bolt Plus 24, which is the machine behind me. That machine just came out last month.
So it'll actually fit a whole piece of Lone Star leatherette?
Yeah, and honestly,
That's my biggest complaint probably about mine, is we have to cut them at 12 by 12. Like we just do it, you know, we could cut them shorter, but just 12 by 12 makes sense for us. And so that's probably my biggest complaint about my laser.
You could guess why we made this one.
Yeah.
I got a lot of feedback from the Lone Star Adhesive Facebook group and the people who are doing a ton of hat patches. They're like, man, I got to cut these sheets down every time I want to engrave
It's not
something.
much either. That's what's frustrating about it. 'Cause it's like you could cut that much and then like that much off this side and it'd be fine, but you're not, you know, it's not
waste of material.
Yeah.
And it's an additional step. So that was one of the big driving factors in me requesting this size. And then we also made an even bigger one, a 36. So Bolt fume extractor, 3D metal printer.
3D metal printer.
Now I don't know much about it.
How does that work?
So somebody's gonna like yell at me in the comments that knows more about this than me, but basically the way that I understand it is you get the metal powder. I think it's called STL 316 something, 316 something, and it's stainless steel powder. And then the laser that's inside of the printer will laser with a lot of power the powder, and it like builds it up together. I actually have something I could show you.
So it's kind of like a resin printer somewhat, but
it's like a 3D printer, but
metal.
Instead of it like using filament to stack, it's taking powder and burning the powder into whatever the shape is.
You sold this guy.
It'd be good for businesses like, think of Tesla that needs to make things for a car, or aerospace like SpaceX, not to toot Elon's horn, but SpaceX and NASA, like where they need to prototype something, you can do it right then, right there.
Yeah.
What else? Metal cutter. We're coming out with a metal cutter this year.
Is it like what kind of metal cutter? Like a handheld one, or
No, like these
that?
machines here.
It's like
but
more like
they
a
can cut
CNC type thing?
Sort of, yeah. So that one will be probably the easiest one for
Like
me to transition to.
laser CNC, I guess.
It'll be a laser. I think it's like 1,000 watt fiber.
Wow.
Yeah, and Thunder China is telling me that it'll cut roughly 3/8 of an inch, maybe a half inch of some metals. Again, I don't know enough about it. We haven't gotten the prototype yet, but
Do they have them out over there already?
no,
No.
they're testing it.
Yeah,
they're in
testing
the
it.
factory and going through R&D, but they're not being sold yet.
Is there only one Thunder Laser USA?
Yeah,
So this is the only one.
the only one.
Gotcha. Is there a Thunder Laser Canada?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
There's a
I was
Thunder
really
Canada.
joking. I'm not lying, but
There's
that's
Thunder
funny.
lasers all across the globe, man. There's Thunder USA, Thunder Canada, Australia, Germany.
Wow.
There's one in Mexico. There's like 20 of them.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I had no idea.
Yeah, and Clay and I got to go to Thunder China back in March. And that was
Yeah.
my first time going to China. It's really cool over there, by the way. If you haven't gone, you should go. But getting to see the factory in person and how like detail oriented they are there, that's what sets us apart. Well, that's one of the things that sets us apart from everybody else that's selling and making machines from China, because they're putting crappy components in there. They're not organized. You get a machine, you don't know if it's going to work. You're going to have to rewire it. For us, we're very detail oriented. We're putting the best parts we can find in China in the machine. So that's what the price tag is where it's at. It's the build quality, it's the support, and the brand.
People don't understand that y'all are friendly. And I kind of knew what I was coming into over here because I posted some stuff online and everyone's like, oh, they're great people, and I already knew the customer support side and everything. So like, y'all's reputation is very good. And so, I guess people do need to know that like, hey, they are friendly, reach out.
Yep.
I've contacted a laser place and they have called me nonstop. Like ever since, and I literally was just trying to ask something, and I don't feel like y'all do it like that at all.
No,
So,
I mean, we'll follow up with you, but we're not going to berate you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we want to help people. If they don't want our machine, we're not going to make you get it. And if I'm talking to you and I can tell that our machine is not best for you, but maybe somebody else's is, then I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Because we're looking to get in a relationship with whoever the customer is, right? And I'm not going to lie to them and say
Because
the
they may
machine
not
can
want
do
that
something.
machine, and you may know a better one, but then the next machine they buy, it might be the one that you do sell.
Mm-hmm.
So-
You want them to grow, and maybe they grow into a Titan or whatever.
Yeah.
But we want to talk to you, so talk to us.
What's the best way? Just email, call?
Well, on our website, you can schedule a sales call.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it because we have scheduled sales calls throughout the day. So if you're calling in, we'll try to get you as quickly as we can. But if we're booked out and you leave a voicemail, it can be difficult. So scheduling a sales call, that way a sales rep can be prepared for whatever the questions that you have are. That's the best way to do it. But yeah, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you. We want to really make this a relationship with people. So doing that, you got to talk.
Yeah.
So where this door is right here, in this way, is all the new section of it. I say new, like 2 years ago. This is the old section. So when I first started, I was actually in a cubicle over there in that open space, but then I was in a cubicle right here. And my wife was actually over there. Clay hired my wife to work at Stitchin Heaven when she was in college. So we were right next to each other, ride to work every day, ride home every day.
I work on the premises with my other half. She runs the other half of my business, and we're constantly there, and we live there, and we don't have to leave if we don't want to. So like
That's awesome,
we're
man.
always there. It works great. It's a good dynamic between
For
us.
sure.
So.
Everybody was always like, are you sure you want to work with your spouse or whatever? Like, yeah, I do.
She compliments me where I suck at.
Exactly.
You know, like my weaknesses are her strengths and vice versa.
And I had an hour ride to work, hour ride home every day. So like, why not spend that with, but this is where we work.
I have a 2-minute walk down the stairs.
Cubicles were lined up right here. Stitchin Heaven had like 30 employees. I was by myself, 1 employee for Thunder. We can move into the laser room. So this is where they're using the laser machines, the Thunder laser machines, to cut fabric for the quilt kits, is they leave tabs in it so it sticks together, and they can send this out, and then the person who's sewing or quilting can remove the pieces as they need. Ships easier this way. And they're just constantly making these kits to send to people who are subscribed to each quilt. So yeah, they do quilt cruises. A big old ship. They bring the sewing machines on there, and people
Quilt cruises?
Yes, they do them like year round.
This is
And they do
crazy.
really well
this
with
whole
it.
quilting thing. It's like, I don't know.
This thing
I had
here,
no idea.
it's called Block of the Month, and I'm probably misspeaking a little bit on some of this. I don't
Must
know.
be showing up deep.
Yeah, they do. They come loaded. The Block of the Month, like this is called a quilt, right? And you have a block of the quilt. There's like 12 blocks to it, something like that. And so if you subscribe to this quilt, you will get one block, one section of the quilt every month. And you'll piece that together. You'll get the next section the next month. And they'll be subscribed to 3 or 4 of them at a time. It's just an ongoing thing.
I had no idea that the
Me
quilt
either.
world was
Dude, when I walked in here
so
to interview,
crazy.
when I walked in this
big.
room to interview
There's
for
so
this
many.
job, dude, I was like, where the heck am I?
A lot of y'all's advertising, it's like affiliate marketing and stuff like that. How's that? Or I guess what would you call it? Or y'all's program or y'all's?
Yeah. So
Does that do well for y'all?
It does. Most of where we started, so like I said earlier, I started in 2020. We didn't bring a brand ambassador on until like 21, and we had no idea what we were doing. Basically, the way that it worked at the beginning was we needed content showing how to do things on the machine.
Yeah.
And Clay and I looked at each other like, I don't know how to make videos. I don't know how to make videos. So that person knows how to make videos. They already have a laser. Let's partner with them so that they can make tutorials on how to engrave a cup or whatever. So that's the way it started for us. Now we've developed these deeper relationships with people we've worked with for a long time. And we've started.
Wild Willow.
Yep, Emily.
I see y'all's ads all the time, and it's always like partnered with this, or you know, she does it with Lone Star as well. So,
Yeah.
So that's why
She's a beast too.
Yeah.
This hat, everybody loves this hat. It's a leatherette
Is it like a double stacked one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that it started was somebody reached out to us. They really wanted a machine. They're like, hey, I want to work with you guys. I'm good at this. So we're like, okay, cool. So we could do a discount on it or a free machine in exchange for the content that we really need. So it wasn't like I'm giving you this for free.
Yeah.
Here's $10,000. You get a link and every machine. It wasn't like that for us. Now, I have nothing against that, but again, the goal for us was to get content out so that people could really understand how to use these machines.
Yeah.
But as time has gone by, we started making our own videos. So here we are now.
Yeah, for sure. So y'all have like, you know, y'all partner with people like, you know, Rotoboss and everything at the Rotaries. Like, are there any other brands that y'all have like kind of exclusive partnerships with like that?
I don't know. I wouldn't say exclusive because some of the other people do work with other laser suppliers, but we work with Rotoboss. We work with Lone Star Adhesive.
Yeah.
We work with Houston Acrylic, Creative Cut Supply, and here recently, Colop. Colop makes stamp material, so like rubber and then the actual stamps and stuff. So those are the people that we work with and refer their materials to our customers. And actually, you can buy their materials on our website. Shopify is great with that.
I think I was trying to buy a rotary from Jason, And it made me go to y'all's website, and I was
Yep.
trying to go to Jason's website so I could bug him about a discount.
Yeah.
And so
We're exclusive with him, so you can't buy a
and he
Thunder rotary
did
through him.
explain that all. He was like, because I asked him like, what's the difference between the blue and the orange, and he's like, blue's Thunder,
Yeah.
straight up. Like no one else gets that blue, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him to compete with us if we're like his
Yeah.
main customer, you know? So he did end up making it exclusive.
Do y'all
for us.
sell a bunch of rotaries for him?
We do. I don't know the exact numbers, but if I had to guess, maybe like 50 or so a month.
That's pretty good.
Have you seen Ignite before? Have you seen that
No, I don't.
word or the
I've
videos or the
I mean,
pictures?
yeah, like when you ignite a flame.
Fair.
But I've seen Ignite. I think on something. I don't know much about it.
Yeah. So Ignite is our event that we host here in Quitman at our location. And so it's a hands-on training event. And this year it'll be in July, and we'll be launching it in 2 weeks. By the time this comes out, maybe it'll be live. But the tickets will be around $600, and you'll get hands-on training. There's going to be about 100 spots available. So 100 tickets. There will be brand ambassadors, trainers, employees of ours, technicians, salespeople. We'll have a full team of people here to teach you how to do whatever it is you want to learn. But we will have structure to it. There's going to be booths, kind of like a trade show. So we'll have a hat patch booth where Josh and Lone Star Adhesive will be with Wild Willow.
Yeah.
And they'll be teaching people how to do hat patches. And I'll have a print and cut booth with the Titan and how to do photo engraving maintenance. That's a big thing. There will be a maintenance booth where Chris Myers, our technician, will walk people through how to do alignment or anything that people are scared to do. He'll show you.
How often do you need to clean your machine? Like wipe it down and clean it and stuff? Because I'm just curious.
How often do you need to?
What's the recommended if you're using it often?
I will tell you that I've like almost never cleaned the inside of the machine.
That's what Jason said too. And then my guy now, he's like, I got to clean the machine. It's dirty. I'm like, dude, they don't clean machines like this. But I'm not mad at him. He's cleaning it. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to get mad for him, keeping the machines clean. But
What should you do is different than what I do.
Yeah.
So what you should do is every 3 months probably wipe it down so you don't have buildup around the belts and the motors. Because if you get a lot of gunk built up in there, that's when you can lead to like cuts not lining up because the belts can't turn. I don't know the technical terms, but they won't be able to line up because of all the gunk in the machine. So I think every 3 months wiping the machine down is good. Lenses, clean those every day if you're using the machine every day.
good to know.
Yeah, because if you leave those alone for a few days, it's going to get smoke on it. And if that laser beam is traveling through a lens that's got smoke on it, it could crack.
Really?
For sure.
Good to know.
Which is a good plug for buy a spare lens kit because it's always going to break at the time you don't want it to break.
How do you know it's broke? Like what
You'll
happens?
be able to see it.
It just like doesn't
You're
work
talking
right?
about like if you're using your machine, how do you know? So like if you're not able to cut things all the way through at the same speed and power that you normally do,
Gotcha.
first thing I check is my lens.
Gotcha.
If your engravings look horrible, check your lens.
Yeah.
But I'm cleaning it every day. I do that. If
Just
I'm
the
using the
lens.
machine, I'll clean the lens. And then
All these machines are operational in here?
all of them.
Yeah. Nice. And it's all ran through all the ones that are on a system? Yeah.
The only one that's not operational is that one. And it is operational, I just don't have it set up. That was a beta machine. It's 120 watt RF that's water cooled. We kind of changed, we pivoted on wanting to sell that. So I was like, I'm not gonna set this thing up if we're not gonna sell it. But I got to get it back downstairs.
Is this where you do all y'all's demos and like y'all's videos and everything in this room?
Demos, samples, videos, all of it is right here, which is why we really invested into this room. This looks a whole lot different than it did.
So the place is bigger than this room.
What's that?
The place is bigger than just this room.
Much bigger. You're gonna find out here in a second.
So this is all new though, fairly new is what you were telling me.
Yeah, our demo room was just a small little office. And as we keep coming out with new equipment and bigger equipment, I ran out of space. So I was like, okay, let's just take advantage of this big open space that we have right here. So we painted it, painted the walls, painted the ceilings black, added the wood slats back there. And there's still a lot left to do. We need to decorate the place, but yeah, it looks really good. It's homey.
Do y'all make y'all's own decorations?
I'm going to make my own signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I could have made that thing. There's a lot that you can make. There's people like, oh, what is his name? I forget. It's like, he's a YouTuber and he made a big chandelier out of wood.
Yeah.
Step by step. It's like, let's build that or something on YouTube. Anyways, I want to do that kind of stuff in here because it's only right for me to use the machine to make whatever's on display.
What's your favorite project to date that you've done on a Thunder laser machine?
That's a really good question. My favorite thing that I've ever done. Probably the first photo I ever engraved. Back when I first started, like I told you earlier, nobody taught me how to do stuff.
Yeah,
so
no one taught me anything either.
I was just goofing. And at that time, we didn't have any videos, any articles, just messing stuff up until I got it right. So that first photo that I did,
Yeah.
it's probably my most favorite. We'll have to get a picture of it so you can put it on the screen.
Yeah, my all the guys that have worked for me, like, how do you know all this stuff? And I really don't know. Like, I just get in there and you literally have to just mess with it. And,
I
like,
messed
figure
up
it
a
out.
lot.
I've messed up a lot too, like a lot of material. But also, like, you don't have to go use a whole piece of material. Is what I keep telling them to do a test. It's
really
like, you know,
smaller.
and like I don't do. I'm horrible about doing material tests, which I should. But I just kind of like I kind of know the numbers and how it works. You figure it out after a while, kind of where you need to be with certain things. And if you use y'all's material, you know, it's a starting point, obviously. But I get out there and I just, you know, make whatever and kind of like try to just learn. And that's really the only way that I found that you can do it. But
I totally agree.
test pieces, you can use one material and test a lot of little small ones. Don't test your whole thing the first time you're trying to do it.
Yep.
Find out on a small piece is my advice, and then buy a second one, and then go do your second thing.
Yep, I totally agree on that. And kind of, you remember earlier I was saying that the way that I go about using the machines is a lot different than a customer. Like, I'm okay with messing up some material.
Me too.
Right?
I mean, I'm the owner of my company, but my employees might not feel the same way because I do get upset with them. You know, like whenever they're just burning through material. It's like, oh, calm down, buddy.
Well, and plus, I don't even like. I say this in like almost every video. I don't use the material library, and I don't save my settings. It's all up here.
I don't use the material library ever.
And it bites me in the butt when I need to teach Eric or Rhonda or Julia how to use the machine, because it's like, oh yeah, those settings are right here.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I had the 50 watt, and I engraved this on black acrylic with the 50 watt fiber, right? And so now I have the 100. The person that came by for the demo was like, I want to see white engrave on black acrylic. So I'm like, cool, let's do it. Yeah. And I swear this was like my first try on the 50 watt. Well, all I had was this stuff, and I did so many tests. Well, today it was still irritating me that I didn't get it perfect. You saw I got close.
Yeah.
But it was still irritating me that I didn't get it perfect. So I took the masking off the back of this, and I was like, let me just see if it's the material. And sure enough, it came out crispy white. If you look at this square here, compared to what I'm getting there. Are those
different materials?
They are.
What's been your biggest mistake, I guess, on learning curve, or most costly mistake, or
the one
that really just eats at you still?
The one thing that I remember is I had the 3D printed, you can see the honeycomb pins over there. Everybody's seen them, the little 3D printed honeycomb pins. I had one sitting in the bed, and I'm in the middle of a demo. When you're doing a demo, you're thinking about a bunch of things at one time, like answering these questions, running the machine, having the settings dialed in, and all that. And so I was doing this demo, and I was moving the laser head, and this 3D printed honeycomb pin was just sitting. It wasn't in the bed, it was sitting. The laser head hits it, tilts it up, pushes it into the bed, and now my head is like all loose and in the middle of a demo. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago where I didn't know how to like fix anything.
Yeah.
But to this point, I reached out to our technicians. They sent me the article on how to tighten up the bearings on the head, and I got it fixed in 2 or 3 minutes. But I just remember being like, dang, I just made it look really bad that I could easily break the machine.
So is everything fixable?
Yeah, 100%.
So no matter what, like, it can be fixed.
Yeah.
So no one should ever just trash a Thunder.
No, absolutely.
Like, they should reach out and get it fixed.
I saw a dude the other day posting a Mars, a Thunder Laser Mars. Mars was the first machine that Thunder Laser China ever came out with, well before Clay started selling machines. And a dude had one in the Facebook group. It's the gray and like cream color. You might have seen it in there. Like 15 years old, still running. Don't throw it away.
That's wild.
It's a blessing and a curse, because these things are tanks and they will produce and produce. But then people don't need a new one because that machine is so good.
What's y'all's #1 seller?
The #1 seller, it would be between the bolts, the basic bolts, and then maybe like the Nova Plus 35 that we have over there. Yeah. One of those two. Just because of the price point, I think the bolt might get the edge. But to be honest with you, starting like in November, the Nova Plus and Titan started really going up. Like, I've seen the bolt sales, let's say, stay the same, maybe drop a little bit, but we've been selling a lot more of the big boys.
Consistently sell the bolt because it's just kind of like a good entry level, like for, not X-Tool, but not,
Yeah, it's like the best quality desktop machine that you can get.
And that's kind of why we went with it, until I probably would have got a different one if I'd have known about that 12x20, like, because that's the most annoying thing to me. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll sell that one and then buy a new one.
I might have to do that. basically all I got. You got anything else you want to go over?
I think that's it.
Where can people find y'all?
Quitman, Texas, I'm just kidding. On our website, thunderlaserusa.com, or you can call us at 903-522-4070. You ask for me, I'm happy to talk to whoever wants to talk, and we'd love to help you guys out.
What are y'all's like socials? Are they
Thunder Laser USA.
Yep. So it's just as easy as it can be.
As easy as it can be. If you want to get us on Facebook, you're in the Facebook group, Global Thunder Laser Users. That's where all of our customers get in and they really help each other out. So that's a great place to dive in and see how things work.
Yeah, those groups are great. We've learned so much from them just for multiple things. And not even if you like, you don't have to participate. You could just be, in the group looking at things, and people will post something and it's inspiring for you to want to go try to figure it out.
Totally.
And
agree.
then a lot of times if you don't want to figure it out, you just message that person. They're like, oh, I just did this. They're excited to tell you, like they're just like gung ho, like, oh yeah, this is how I did it,
Yep.
And so they're great. Those communities are great.
I totally agree. Yeah, if somebody's looking at a laser machine, Facebook group, join it. Just see what's going on in there.
And then if you want to know more, call.
Yep.
All right.
Before we get out of here, I'm kind of hungry. We got a long trip. Let's go check out the break room and see what's in the
If
fridge.
you're willing to die, we could give it a shot. There may be nothing in this one. Okay, there's a little bit. Oh, that pizza
Y'all
right
on the
there.
Wine hard.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Wine and alcohol. They like to party here.
It's for the retreat center, right? When they have events. It's not
Those
for
old
us.
ladies be getting lit.
It'll never be for us. That pizza's like 3 weeks old. That one actually was me. But this is the one that's probably got some stuff to it. Okay. Klondike? What would you do?
Y'all's milk is bad.
All right, I gotta get back to work, so you go and get. You ain't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. This is one thing that I forgot to mention. We'll be coming out with the UV printer.
Really? It's gonna be a Thunder Laser UV, or would it be a Thunder printer?
Thunder, what did we decide? We're still playing with it, but I think it's Thunder Color is what we're going with. But yeah, it'll be coming out this
Is it a
year.
UV printer?
Mm-hmm.
When's that scheduled to come out?
Yes. I don't know 100% sure yet.